Alright, I want to open up this segment talking about a cemetery I visited almost a year ago, and it is located in Springfield, Ohio. We were there on the day of the Super Bowl, as a matter of fact. I was there with Wendy Everett from the Graveyard Gals. We headed into Springfield and a few other areas in Clark County, but we headed to the Ferncliff Cemetery and Arboretum. For those of you who have not been there, it's definitely one of those ones that needs to be checked out. Now, one of the coolest things about it is as you're entering into the cemetery, it's adjacent to a park which coincides with the creek that runs along the entrance to the cemetery. And it has a huge rock face area, which I'm sure is the reason why it's called Ferncliff. But it's very interesting on the entrance. Again, as I mentioned to you, Ferncliff is located in Springfield, Ohio. It has approximately about 150,000 burials. It was established in 1863 with only 70 acres, but it is now expanded to 240 acres. Some of the features that are there is the pet cemetery and crematory. They also have the Soldier Circle, which was pretty cool. There is 208 Civil War soldiers there, and all those guys had to be the equivalent of honorably discharged, which was called the Diploma of Patriotism. Also in that area there is 4 cannons around, and there is a 9-foot statue that was done by Henry Lowe, but oddly enough it's based on one of the Baileys of Barnum and Bailey fame. So, interesting fact about that statue next time you pay a visit. One of the things that I found a little interesting about it was when you get down to the lake in the front near some of the bigger mausoleums, you see a plaque which is dedicated to the people who designed the cemetery itself, and they are students of Adolf Strach, which is the guy that helped lay out the way Spring Grove and several of the other garden park cemeteries around the Midwest. You know, there's quite a few famous burials there. One of the ones we went there for was the pro boxer, Davy Moore. He was known back in the day as the Springfield Rifle. There's actually a song called Who Killed Davy Moore, written by Bob Dylan. Check it out. Also, Johnny Little, who was a jazz vibraphonist, he's buried there. Also, Bradley Kincaid, who was a folk singer and radio personality from the area. Also, one of my personal favorites was Brooks the Bull Lawrence, who was a pitcher for our hometown Cincinnati Reds during the late 50s and early 60s. He pitched for 7 seasons, and he is a member of the Reds Hall of Fame. Also, you'll find Patty Parks there, who was a Jonestown murder victim. James Schlesinger, yes, you political junkies, it's that James Schlesinger, the one who was the U.S. Secretary of Defense who served under Nixon and Ford. But the biggest gun and one of the biggest reasons we went to that cemetery was for Ohio's 40th governor, Asa Bushnell. He is also the founder of International Harvester. But if you go to visit, you cannot miss his mausoleum. It is open-aired, huge, white. You can look through all of the burial stones are laid out of all the family members. It literally looks like a little outdoor building rather than it does an actual mausoleum. You know, if you do go there, you are able to visit their online grave search if you're looking for people. They also have maps of the cemetery online. And I am going to suggest that if you are in and around the central Ohio area, that you definitely need to make a pit stop at the Ferncliff Cemetery. You will be glad you did.